Hello everyone, this is Satyaprakash. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll show you how we can show the loader or spinner in Angular latest version using ngx-spinner library. Okay, and here I'll discuss few points in this video. That is, what is ngx-spinner in Angular, why we need this ngx-spinner, and what are the steps to add ngx-spinner in Angular, and check ngx-spinner while it's showing records and no records in the page. So guys, before going through this video, please visit my part 21 of my ASP.NET Web API tutorial, that is how to consume ASP.NET Web API or REST API using Angular. So you need to go through these videos. Part 21, you can get this video in my playlist called ASP.NET Web API tutorial, and then you need to go this video what I am showing now. So guys, what is ngx-spinner? So ngx-spinner is a library for loading spinner for Angular, which meant to inform the user that data is loading is in progress in backend, because loader or spinner is used to show the loading state of data in application. Okay, and there is some prerequisites I already have discussed in my part 21 what I've shown earlier. So again I need to discuss that what are the prerequisites is required. So you need to some basic knowledge of Angular latest version or Angular from the Angular 2 to till now, or Angular latest it is now, as of now it is Angular 16. So you need to get some basic knowledge on it, and then VS Code, Visual Studio, and SQL Server Management Studio it is required for your web API application. Node and npm it should be installed, and Bootstrap for responsive page design. Okay, so what I'll show you here is there is few steps I have mentioned here. The step 1 is check ngx-spinner version for Angular specific version. Okay, so here if there is one URL is here, that is npm js.com package ngx-spinner. This is the URL. So in this URL, if you go here, till now the latest version is 16.0.2. okay, for your Angular. And so also you can see one there is use appropriate version based on your Angular version. So if you have used Angular 16, then you need to install this version 16.0.2 ngx-spinner, for Angular 15 for the same, and Angular 13, Angular 14, and till Angular 4. So from Angular 4 to till the Angular latest version, you already have mentioned what appropriate version of ngx-spinner you should be installed. Okay, so second step is to install the Angular version. Second step is we need to install and add Bootstrap. Okay, so I will not mention this steps. I already have discussed in my previous video, that is part 21. So these steps you're gonna go to this part 21 and get this video, that is how to install and add Bootstrap here. Okay, and there is one more step, is step number 3, that is we need to install the ngx-spinner. Okay, so to install ngx-spinner, this is the syntax: npm install ngx-spinner at 13.1.1. so as per my Angular version, I need to install a specific version. Okay, otherwise if you just install your old version of Angular, and you are try to install the latest version of ngx-spinner, then you will get some exceptions or errors. Like I already have mentioned one screenshot here, so you'll get the screenshots, right? See, earlier what I have installed, try to install this red arrow mark I have put it, that is I try to install the latest version of ngx-spinner in my old Angular version, CLI version. So I am getting this error. This error, you can see that the Angular animation at the rate 13.0.0.3. so it is installed for 13, but I try to install the latest Angular. So that's why though my Angular CLI is 13.0.3, I try to install the ngx-spinner is latest one, so it will give us exceptions. Okay, then I again execute the appropriate command for ngx-spinner. So I have installed the npm install ngx-spinner at the 13.1.1. that version should be matched to your Angular version what I have discussed here, right? So based on your Angular, you need to install the appropriate version of your ngx-spinner. Okay guys, so after then I am successfully the command is executed and the ngx-spinner is successfully installed. Okay, so guys, here after installing the ngx-spinner, you need to go your VS Code. Okay, and once you go to your VS Code, how to find this library package is installed or not. So expand your node underscore modules folder. Okay, and once you expand this, you'll go to one ngx-spinner. So you can get this library here, ngx-spinner. If you expand this, you'll get some animations, okay, and its related videos, some CSS files, okay, which is for your adding the spinner, and it will show to the end user, and some ESM, some related libs packages, some TS package.json, public underscore API.ts, and a readme.md file. So this all related to the ngx-spinner. So once you find these things in your VS Code Angular application, so that means ngx-spinner is successfully installed for your Angular application. Okay, that way you can check in your Angular application. Okay, now step number 4 is what we need to add in your related files so that ngx-spinner will be reflected in your Angular application. So open your app.module.ts file. Okay, so what I'm doing here is go to the app.module.ts file. Okay, and here, so I'm open this app.module.ts file. So what I'm doing is I need to add and import browser animation module package. So here guys, you just noted that I have imported this browser animation module from that package path, right? Without it, we'll get some exceptions in our console of our browser inspect element. So you should add these things in your app.module.ts file while you implement your ngx-spinner. Next is same thing we need to add in a root module, that is ngx-spinner module in the app.module.ts file or root module. So go to your VS Code and you can see you need to import the ngx-spinner module from ngx-spinner. So these two things you need to import in your app.module.ts file or root module for ngx-spinner. Once you import, we need to add inside the import sections array. So see here I have added ngx-spinner module and browser animation module. So in app.module.ts file, this much work you need to do. Okay, now step number 5 is open app.component.ts file. So here I need to open the close this and open the app.component.ts file. Okay guys, see here in app.component.ts file I need to import ngx-spinner service. So here if you come here, I have added the import the ngx-spinner service, okay, from ngx-spinner. Okay, and once I import it, I need to implement that ngx-spinner in my ng-on-init Angular application lifecycle hook. Okay, so here guys, you remember one thing, I have used the ng-on-init application lifecycle so that the class implements the on-init interface. Okay, so here inside the constructor I have used a member service. Already discussed that member service is for my module what I have implemented in our web API, and comma I have put at my this ngx-spinner service, and okay, and it derived from ngx-spinner service as well, from ngx-spinner service. So this import is same the element name. Okay, and then I have used the private property which is derived from the ngx-spinner service. Okay, and as I discussed ng-on-init, it is a lifecycle hook. So once my page will load first time, this method will be used. Okay, so this method will be called. So where this method is implemented, so this method is implemented here in this below. So type is void. Okay, so earlier I have used this line only for showing all the records, right? So you'll get these things in my part 21 of ASP.NET Web API tutorial, where I shown you how to consume Web API in Angular. But I comment this line, I just add these few lines to implement the ngx-spinner. So guys, see here, using this keyword I have extend this method, that is spinner service dot spinner service dot show. So spinner service is the a property where I am getting this show method, so that the spinner will be showing here. So here showing after then this line, which is used for getting the records from Web API. So member serve, it is a member serve is part of our member services. So member service nothing but member.service, right, where the Web API is implementing the consume the URL. So it has the get all members method, where it is this one, right, and it will subscribe this observable and data any. Okay, so it is the parameter. I saw that this dot member, whatever data I am getting, it will be assigned to the members. Okay, where this members nothing but the ID, name, whatever the values we have implemented. So this will be shown in our HTML file. Okay, after then I have used the console.log, so it will display all the records in my this member, whatever I am getting from the Web API response. Okay guys, so once you'll do that, I have used the one set timeout. So set timeout, I have just implementing that this set timeout is for 5 seconds, and here once unless I'm getting all the data from Web API, then this dot spinner dot service will be hidden. So I'm use this hide method here. Okay, and then it will be after getting all the records, it will be available for only 5 seconds. After then the spinner will be hidden. Okay, that's why the logic is written here. So again I will repeat, while our page will load, the spinner will be shown here. After then this line is used for getting records from Web API response, and after then after getting all the data from Web API response or REST API, so the spinner service will be hidden, will be hide, right, and it will be available only for after getting only 5 seconds. If the records if my Web API stops running, or I'm unable to get the data from Web API, so the spinner service will be continuing with the show, because there is no data I'm getting from Web API, so it will showing, it will not be hidden. So this way I have implementing this line of code for getting records, and spinner service ngx-spinner will be showing and ngx-spinner will be hidden. Okay, and the set timeout is for 5 seconds I have implementing here. Okay guys, so that also all about the app.component.ts file. Okay, this is the code. So I need to close this. So step number 6 is open the app.component.html file. So here there is one file, app.component.html. okay, so here guys, I already have discussed these things earlier in my videos. Okay, so this is things are already, it will loop for it. I'm using the for loop ng for, so it will loop all the records from members. Okay, so this member is have ID, first name, last name, gender and salary property, and if the member length is 0, if it is not getting records due to some REST API is stopped working, or you have some issues in REST API, so there is one error I'll get, that no data found, please check your API is running or not. Okay, so this is all about the code, and as for ngx-spinner, I have added this line of code only for getting the ngx-spinner. Okay, so ngx-spinner tag we need to open and close bracket, there is BD color I need to mention just for resizing, and size default, and remember type is ball spin clockwise. So this is nothing but this is the CSS file. So guys, here I already have shown you that node underscore modules. So this type is nothing but it is a CSS file. So if you come here, ngx-spinner expand this animations. So if you just uh, scroll down, so you'll get ball spin clockwise. See, here is one CSS under animation folder. So animations folder, right, and here you'll get one CSS file. So that is nothing but the type I have used here in my code of app.component.html. So this will be loading until I get the records from web API response, okay, or REST API or whatever you have used for your getting the records. So this is used for this ngx-spinner is very helpful. Unless we get the records, it will be loading and the end user will be sure that something is happening in the backend, so data is still going to retrieve from your backends or your REST API. So this is kind of indication to the end user for helpful purpose. So okay, now this is all about, guys, the things where we need to set up the code and implement the code in our for ngx-spinner. Okay, so this is the step number 6 what I have shown you. So step number 7 is open angular.json. So I close this, open angular dot, okay, here angular.json here. So in angular.json I need to add CSS animation files in angular.json for ngx-spinner. Okay, so here if you open angular.json, there is one styles section here. So in styles section, you just remember these 2 lines is required while you have installed the bootstrap. After installing the bootstrap, you will add this line of code to support the bootstrap in a responsive design in your application. The same thing for ngx-spinner, I need to add this file for ngx-spinner will be reflecting whatever properties we have mentioned types. So this line should be required to add here in angular.json file. So this is all about in angular.json. On the style section we need to add these lines of code for bootstrap and ngx-spinner service properties. Okay, and now for bootstrap in under scripts we need to add also these 2 lines of code, that is for bootstrap JS file. Okay, so here styles and scripts, under 2 sections we need to add bootstrap for CSS and JS, and only for ngx-spinner under style section we need to add this line of code for ngx-spinner. Okay, and okay, that's this all 7 steps we need to implement while we are going to implement the ngx-spinner in our Angular application. So again I'll just give a summary. So first of all, we'll open the app.module.ts file. Okay, so once you install the so I just want to repeat again. Step 1 is check the ngx-spinner, this URL, add install and add bootstrap in angular.json. You need to add the specific appropriate version of ngx-spinner in your Angular application based on your CLI. Step 4 is open app.module.ts file, import browser animation module and ngx-spinner module, that is this one. Okay, this file. And step number 5 is open app.component.ts, import ngx-spinner service. So if you open app.component.ts, you need to import the ngx-spinner service and you just implement your ngx-spinner service property here based on your records from REST API, and you need to add some set timeout to show the ngx-spinner. Step number 6 is in app.component.html file we need to add this ngx-spinner type. Okay, that I'm already shown you here. So this is all about getting the records and then ngx-spinner, and this the invalid records if no data is found, and this is for ngx-spinner element we need to add here. Okay, and already I've shown you where I can find this type. This is nothing but CSS. You can get this under node underscore modules ngx-spinner. And last step, step number 7 is open angular.json. We need to add this path of bootstrap and ngx-spinner cs file. So if you open the angular.json, so under styles and scripts, we need to add these lines of code for bootstrap support and ngx-spinner service implementation. Okay, so guys, that's all about the implementation part in your code. Then what I'll do is we need to run our application. So you just click on new terminal. Okay, make sure you need to run your web API application. So this web API application I already have discussed in my part 21 of videos. Okay, so this web API needs to be run, otherwise your Angular application will get some issues that is no data found. So before running our Angular application, I need to run my web API application here. So see guys, my web API is responding properly and I'm getting the response. So I'll continue with my running the Angular application. So run the Angular application. I'll go to the path and ng-sharp. Okay guys, now my Angular application compiled successfully and the URL is generated. So I'll copy this URL, go to my browser, and I need to browse this URL. So see guys, the spinner is working properly, right? You can see the spinner and I'm getting the data as well. Okay, so again I'll just refresh this. I'll show you again. So see guys, the spinner is working. Please wait. Okay, so I'm getting the response. So so check whether is there any error in your console of your browser. So make sure. So there is no errors, right? So if you go to console, there is no errors as well. So I have discussed one thing in app.module.ts file. So if you have forget to add this import the browser animation module package, so there will be a error in your console of your browser. Okay, that is something you'll get, that some browser animation module is missing or not import. But as of now it will not showing its error because I import this browser animation module in my root module, so there is no errors as well. So close this. So guys, here I'll show you one more type of my spinner service. So go to my VS Code, and under VS Code I'll open my app.component.html. okay, and app.component.html, what I'll do is, okay, now this ball spins clockwise CSS, what I am seeing here. So this is called what it is spinning, it is called ball spin clockwise. Okay, and please wait, I have implementing this line, please wait. Instead of ball spin clockwise, I need to add the type fire. Okay, see this fire dot, it is a kind of CSS file. So you will get this under ng-spinner folder under ng_module, right? So you'll get this node_module inside ngx-spinner, and you'll get this .css file. Okay, and here I need to stop the compilation of my Angular application. Okay, and save these changes. So guys, remember one thing, we need to add this same CSS in a angular.json file. Okay, so go to angular.json. So we just copy this, and file.css we need to add. Okay, and save these changes also here, and here again we'll run our application using ngx-sharp. Okay, so go to my browser, and here guys, see, it is the fire.css. It's a different one I'm getting, right, what I've seen here. So that is the fire.css. So come to, again I'll show you the different type, that is ball hyphen spin. So I'll use this, stop this compiling, and I'll use here ball hyphen spin. So ball hyphen spin the type, save these changes. Same thing, we need to add here our angular.json. So ball hyphen spin.css. okay, and here I need to ngserve I need to put here and execute the command. So I'll check again after mention the changes. So ball hyphen spin, okay, and here I have also used this ball hyphen spin. So I'll go to my browser, refresh. So you see guys, this is a ball hyphen spin, okay, and it'll working fine. So I'll check other property, that is ball hyphen bit. So I'll use this ball hyphen bit here. Okay, stop the compiling here. Ball hyphen bit type, and in angular.json we need to add the same css, that is ball hyphen bit, and you need to execute the ngserve command. So see here, I'm getting angular compile successfully. Go to my browser, okay, and then to refresh. So see guys, there is ball hyphen bit, so I'm getting the spinner, okay, this is called ball hyphen bit, and I'm getting the response. So here what I'll do is I need to use the ball hyphen spin clockwise. So ball hyphen spin clockwise, save these changes, go to angular.json, ball hyphen spin hyphen clockwise, save these changes, and execute the ngserve command. So see guys, compile successfully. Go to my browser. So this is my ball hyphen spin hyphen clockwise, okay, and again I'll show you by refreshing. So see, this is the ball hyphen spin hyphen clockwise spinner, okay. Now I'm getting response. So this is all about guys how to show spinner, okay, and here I need to close this. I'll show you that I want to stop my web API response or REST API, okay. So we'll check whether what are the response I'm getting. So I can stop my debugging. So my web API is stopped working. I'm just disable my REST API, okay. So here we'll check the our Angular application. Okay, what response we are getting now. So open app.model.ts file. Okay, app.component.ts file. Okay, and here we'll check. Okay, so you need to save. So again I need to compile the application. So here I'm just refresh it. So see guys, in backend I'm getting this message, right? No data found, please check your API is running or not. This is implementing in our app.component.html, but my spinner is still loading. It is searching for data. Unless I'm getting the records from REST API, it's still continuing loading the spinner and the ngx-spinner. Okay, so that I have implementing in this line, right? In this line of code. So if you go here, check inspect element, and console, see console showing that this URL, this is nothing but my web API URL or HTTP URL. It stopped working, which I have consumed in my Angular application. It stopped working, that's why I'm getting exception in as console. So if you go here, network tab, okay, if you come here, network tab, just refresh it. Come to your sources, okay, and app.component.ts file. So in app.component.ts file, guys, I'm getting this code, right, in inspect element. So I've just put the debugging here. So again refresh it. So my debug starts working here. So I need to execute this line. Okay, F11. So it comes to app.component.ts file. So this way we can debug our Angular application. Okay, it's the most important tips. So again it comes to some app.component.html file. So it comes to our same HTML file, it just going for the whatever the for each loop for loading the records from REST API. Okay, and here okay, and again we go to app.component.ts file. Here I'll use this under the implementation of get all members. I have put my breakpoint. Again I'll check here. Okay, close this. Again I need to refresh it. Go to inspect element and network tab, sources, and go to sources. Okay, and I'll just refresh it. So my debugger is starting. So see guys, after implementing, it jumps to our implementation part of our get all members. Okay, so it's showing the spinner service starts showing loading, right? See whatever my breakpoint is, it started showing the spinner service that show. Again the next step, so next step it will come to the app.component.ts file. Okay, the implementation and the HTML file. So it will loop all the properties of my in app.component.html file. So here the breakpoint is, the control is coming, then our salary part, it checks whether the salary is coming or not. So F10, put F10. So this the control using breakpoint and debugging the Angular application, the control still loading to getting the response from API. Okay, so in this way you can find where this REST API is working or not, and my spinner is still loading here. Okay, this comes to update component TS file, then update component.html file, then it's checking for all members data. Again it is searching for length, and it's showing the no data found. Please check your API is running. Okay, and again it comes to update component.ts file. Again the ngx-spinner is loading, and then check for members data, and comes to update component.html file, and it comes to the ng if the checking the members length. Okay, and then it is 0, and then it will show the API is running, and still the ngx-spinner is loading here. So it will not stop loading unless the REST API's data is coming out. So in this way we can do it. Okay, and here what I'll do is, guys, you see this subscribe part is ending here, right, up to this. So inside I have used this set timeout this dot spinner dot solve dot hide. So unless I'm getting the data from REST API, it just loading the spinner dot so it will not hidden, right? So see, it is not hide, it just showing the spinner service is still continuing. So what I'll do here, I just copy this close bracket, and here I'm just ending with here. Okay, and okay, now check here, is all about closing, and this is also closing. Okay, and here in outside of our scope I have implementing the spinner service. So it is not impact whether that is the unless the REST API is loading, after then only the spinner will be hidden, and after getting the data the spinner will be hidden, but unless I'm getting the a response from REST API, the spinner service still it's showing, right? So as it is showing, I already shown you, but I want spinner show will be shown at the time of loading. After the data, the spinner service will be hidden. So whether I'm getting data from REST API, it will show all the records, then spinner service will be hidden. And if the REST API also is not showing all the records, somehow the REST API stopped working, or you have stopped your web API server, so also I am getting this this message, that is update component.html. I have used here no data found, please check your API is running, and after then the spinner service will be hidden. It is not still showing the service dot show. Okay, so this way we can do it. So here I just use this close and opening bracket of it, and here outside of scope of its subscribe I have implement the set timeout of spinner service. So let's see what is the output here. So remember I have stopped my web API response. I'll come to my Angular application, whatever I made here. I need to save these changes. Once I save these changes, I come to my browser. So see, the spinner service is hidden, and again I need to refresh it. The spinner will be loading, and it is wait for 5 seconds, and then spinner will be hidden, right? It is gone, and I'm getting the uh, message that no data found, please check your API is running or not. Okay, so in this way we are implement our ngx-spinner in our application, and whether the REST API is getting data, then the service will be showing. After then the service will be hidden, and if the REST API is stopped working, then the spinner service will be showing, will be loading, and until unless I will be getting the records from REST API, it will only be showing, but it's not hidden. But if as per the requirements will become like this, the spinner service will load whether we are getting records or not from REST API. The spinner service will be hidden. After 5 seconds of spinner service will show. So you'll get this, like you will also modify this line of code of what I have shown you here. Okay guys, so I'm just changes here, make change, undo the changes, see, and changes, save these changes, and see here the still the ngx-spinner is loading, and it is not hidden, right, until because the REST API stopped working. So until unless we get the records from REST API, the ngx-spinner is still loading. So as I told you, where you need to close this bracket of subscribe of this get all members. After then spinner service will be showing. After 5 seconds spinner service will be hidden, and it will show to the end user that no data found, please check your web API is running or not. Okay, so I'll go to my presentation here. So guys, here I have added some definitions, that is ngx-spinner in Angular and its setup. That ngx-spinner is a library with more than 50 different loading spinner. Usually we want to use spinners to show that something happens and inform the user that our application is working. And I use spinners when an API call is in progress. Make use of set timeout function while use spinner. Of course you can add the spinner in your service or your interceptor. So ngx-spinner is available by npm, or you are using an. Then add CSS animation file in angular.json. After doing that, we need to import browser animation module and ngx-spinner module in the root module. Usually this will be the app module. We need to import the ngx-spinner service in order to use this function that the service provided us. Inject the service by a constructor and use it on ng-on-it lifecycle hook. I use the set timeout in order to show how we can close the spinner. In this case, the spinner will close after 5 seconds. So guys, that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.